We will adapt as necessary as an organization. Anywhere we can be of service to individuals who are in need, that's the whole basis for being here.
Welcome to episode 56 of the LorainCounty.com Insights podcast. I'm your host, Ed Skimmon. Let's start by thanking the organizations that make this podcast happen. Our champion sponsors: Lorain County Community College, Lorain County Commissioners, Emerge Inc., WOBL Radio, Community Foundation of Lorain County, and Lorain County JVS. Today, we're talking with Dr. Shauna Matelski, President and CEO of Lorain County Community Action Agency. Join us as Shauna talks about the agency's history, its wide-ranging services aimed at fighting poverty, and the critical role of community partnerships. She also shares insights into Community Action Agency's impact, funding strategies, and her vision for the agency's future. We've had the privilege of working with the Lorain County Community Action Agency since 2011, helping develop and maintain their website. I first met Shauna not long after she became president, during a redesign of the agency's website. Even in those early conversations, it was clear how deeply she cared about the people and the mission. Community action agencies like Lorain County's are essential to the health of any community. They provide a safety net for families in need, create pathways out of poverty, and work every day to reduce barriers to opportunity. Their work strengthens the entire community, not just through services, but by empowering individuals and building long-term stability. Here is my conversation with Dr. Shauna Matelski.
I am Dr. Shauna Matelski, and this is Lorain County Community Action Agency, and I am the President and CEO.
Welcome, Shauna. Thank you for joining us and sharing your insights. Could you provide an overview of Lorain County Community Action Agency?
Lorain County Community Action Agency came about in 1966, but nationally, community action agencies came about in 1964 under President Johnson when he declared war on poverty. And so under the Economic Opportunity Act, community actions came about. And really, it was so that communities could assess the needs in their community for individuals who were either low income or living in poverty. Here at LCCAA have been here since 1966. So we're going to be celebrating 60 years.
Congratulations.
Next year. Thank you.
Can you talk about the different services and programs that you offer?
They change sometimes over the years because we do a community needs assessment. So depending, again, on what the community's needs are, we will base our programming on that. But currently, we do have the energy assistance programs, the HEAP program, Pathways Hub, and the PIP program. Both of those things will assist individuals on their utility bills. We have a food produce center. We found during the pandemic that the food insecurity was high. So we do have that distribution. Every week, people can do orders and we fill those. And we have a youth program. And so our youth are actually the ones who work that. And right now we have about 5 youth, but we have a mentoring program as well with Men of Courage. And the biggest program that we have is the Head Start program. I talked about when community action came about. Head Start came about in 1965. So we're right at our 60 years for that. It is a program for birth to 5 years old for eligible families, again, low income or living in poverty. And we have about 6 centers in the county for that and about 691 children. And we have one program called Pathways Hub. This is a program where we work with pregnant women. And the whole idea behind the Pathway Hub is to be able to decrease infant mortality. Lorain County's numbers are down, but Ohio used to have a very high number. But our program works with other partners in Lorain County to provide community health workers. And right now we're in the vicinity of over 200 women that we have been working with. And so we're very proud of that.
Can you talk about the benefits the Community Action Agency, your work, provides to the broader community?
The whole idea is to decrease the impact of poverty in our community. Again, with this programming and hopefully helping people in these areas of need, we get them to a place of self-sufficiency. And so it helps the broader community.
Do you have numbers on about how many people you serve in a year?
Actually, it's thousands. It can be anywhere from 18,000 to in the 20s per year. And that, again, consists of all the programming together.
I know you work with a lot of community partners. What are some of the important partners and how do you collaborate with them?
Lorain County is rich with resources and partnerships. We work with them all. So I wouldn't even want to name them all because we work with them all. We actually have a wonderful directory that we use and we pass out of all entities in our county. We work with the school systems. We work with other nonprofits as well. Anywhere we can be to be of service to, again, individuals who are in need. That's our mission statement, to serve and empower those in need in Lorain County. Partnerships are extremely important.
How is Community Action Agency funded? What are your different sources of funding?
Both federally and state. And currently, the Head Start program, which is the largest funding for the organization, is federal to grantee. It does not go through the state. It's federal straight to the grantee. And then state funding, because there is early childhood or child development funding from the state, as well as the Ohio Department of Development is where we get a lot of funding for the other programs.
How do you define success at Community Action Agency? What are the metrics and outcomes that are most important to you and your team?
The success stories that we have, and we put those in our annual report because we report out on all of the numbers and success stories. When we hear from people who have had our services and we find out how they're doing, that helps us to know, engage right there. Again, numbers though in reporting and being able to know how many people we have covered.
What trends are you seeing that impact your organization and the people you serve, and how is the organization adapting to these changes?
We're going to be actually doing a community needs assessment in the next several months. And so I would say if you're asked questions, please answer because we're trying to gauge and assess what the needs are out there. So I would tell you that, and I've been here for a very long time, over my time here, the changes are not significant. So when you say trends, I could talk about, like I said, with the pandemic, food insecurity and the various needs that went up there. But we will adapt as necessary as an organization, depending on what that assessment tells us. That's the whole basis for being here.
How often do you do the assessment?
Every 3 years.
Specific to Lorain County, what challenges and opportunities do you see?
The pandemic had a great effect on things. We were still running, and I think it was challenging for anyone. So we're out of it now, of course, and we're just seeing that it's taking us a couple of years here to try to bounce back. Always funding. We're always watching our funding because it is federally funded, and we're under the new administration now. And so we're just being mindful of that so that can or cannot be a challenge at any given time. And when I state 60 years, we've been here and we have gone through it all.
What's something people don't normally know about Community Action Agency that you'd want them to know about?
Most people do not know that they can donate to us. The reason why I say they don't know is because when I spoke about federal and state funding, that type of funding is very restrictive. We are always trying to find ways to come up with unrestricted funding so that we can do more, we can ensure that we're here later, and those kinds of things. If you're not in need, you're not looking for our organization. We are a nonprofit. And if one is so inclined to want to give a charitable donation, there's 3 ways to do it, and we would love to become your favorite, actually. The first way is to go onto our website, and there is a donate button there. And the second way is we have a wonderful wine tasting event every year. This year, it's Giuseppe's Wine Cellar at downtown Amherst. And then lastly, through Community Foundation, a partner, we have an endowment fund. We want to make sure that the future of our organization is here. When I'm long gone and others are long gone out of here, we want to make sure that we're still here to ensure that we're providing services for our community. So if you're looking for ways to donate, those would be 3 ways.
Let's switch over and talk a little bit about you. What's your background and what led you to this role?
I've been here a long time, 34 and a half years. I got into child development a very long time ago. It's been about 43 years total for that. I received my associate degree at LC3 and then bachelor's and master's at Cincinnati. And then I got my doctorate at Capella University in Minnesota for educational leadership. I just became president and CEO about a year and a half ago. I've held other positions, but I was the Head Start director for about 12 years. What brought me here was the Head Start program because as I learned about it, and now that I have been involved with it for so long, I know it to be the absolute best child development model out there. It's very comprehensive, holistic in nature, and not just working with the child, but also the family as a whole.
In all the time you've been with Community Action Agency, what are you most proud of accomplishing?
Two things I think. I always tell people I grew up here. So I've held various positions and I'm grateful for that. And I'm proud of it because I've been able to a lot of knowledge about the organization and have been very proud of things over the years. Secondly, I'm going to go back to the pandemic. Very proud that we were able to keep going through the pandemic. For the Head Start program, all of my staff just jumped into action and we were able to still work with children during that time. It was hard for everyone. And unfortunately, all through the state of Ohio, many child care centers were closing, but we were able to keep going, as well as our other programming with food produce and energy assistance and all that. So we were very much needed. But I think now that we're at the other end of it, I'm very proud that we were able to just keep going.
Going forward, what are your goals? What would you still like to accomplish?
First off, that the community knows we're here. That's big. I'm still always amazed at how many people do not know what we do. But again, if you're not in need and you're not looking for us, you might not know. So wanting to make sure that we are known out there in the community, people know where to go, but also that we are absolutely here for the future needs.
Outside of work, what are your hobbies and interests and how do they help recharge you?
I'm very active in my church. My faith in God is what keeps me going. So I'm very active there. I do a lot of things.
Finally, where can people go to get more information about Lorain County Community Action Agency and connect with you?
If you go to our website at lccaa.net, you'll find all information there. Any of the programs, phone numbers, leadership, all of that is there.
Thank you, Shauna, for joining us and sharing your insights.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the LorainCounty.com Insights Podcast. Each episode, we share conversations with the people shaping life in Lorain County, from business and government to education, nonprofits, healthcare, and entertainment. Be sure to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. You can also visit LorainCounty.com to discover local events, volunteer opportunities, and more community resources. If you know someone who's making a difference in Lorain County, send us a note at podcast@loraincounty.com. We would love to share their story and insights. Special thanks to our producer, Leah Gerke, and to you for listening. This has been the LorainCounty.com Insights Podcast, conversations with the people shaping Lorain County.